I think we're going to start to see an influx of commentary around men doing their own emotional work. Emotions for men aren't readily welcomed. From my own personal experience and from my own childhood wounding, I've found that expressing emotions honestly is challenging and downright impossible. I'll stay silent and choose to punish friends or my body instead of experiencing what I'm feeling. So, for example, if I'm stressed at work, I would go eat a biscuit or go have a cup of coffee or write another to-do list or pace uncontrollably, ruminating on a conversation that I just had or some thing that made me really uncomfortable, or it could be something from weeks ago that has just happened to have appeared in my psyche at that moment in time when I'm flooded with all these uncomfortable feelings. I think in most men, emotions just aren't welcome. And if you want to connect with someone honestly and transparently, if you aren't aware of what your emotions are doing, and if you don't have a vocabulary to be able to articulate what you're feeling, it's challenging. And I think there's a lot of men that are going to be left behind, and a lot of families that have got a muted emotional existence because of this. There's this murky molasses of what it means to be a man, and I think that the coming decades will explore that much more. And I think it's wise for men that want to take up that challenge, take up that gauntlet, and run with it. I think it's not as scary as it seems. What's really important is finding a group of men and maybe some women to be able to talk about what's going on. So you can follow someone that has had some experience talking about their emotions and being able to feel their emotions in a non-judgmental space. And that might require you not hanging around with the mates that you normally do, which I feel is really challenging for men because that's your safety net. Like the mates that you always go to talk about whatever it is, sports, technology, games, shoes, plants, animals, women, like those are your mates. And if you don't feel like you can honestly have a conversation with them, or if you want to broach your conversation with them, just open it up, just try it, and then you might be the one that gives everybody else permission to say how they're feeling. Whether it's I'm really having problems at my work right now, being challenged by my family right now. The kids are driving me nuts. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling like I'm a worthless man. I'm feeling like I can't connect to my wife of however many years, and I'm just failing at life. I feel like I've got no one to turn to, and you don't know how someone's going to react, but you can say it and see what happens. I mean, I think the braver you are, the more courage that you have to share that story, the more permission that you give for somebody else to share theirs. And I think as men, that's really important, that someone just has to do it, take that first step, and you might be surprised about the number of men that will follow suit. I think with emotions as well, when you're avoiding emotions, there is a temptation to look for distractions. And the distractions can be gaming, they can be drinking, they can be surfing the net forever, reading books endlessly, trying to fill your mind with something to stop you from sitting with what you're actually experiencing right now. And I think as men, we do that quite a bit. And I really feel that our parental figures have not really, and role models for as well, have really not embraced men's emotions. And it's the norm. And that doesn't mean to say we don't take responsibility for how we're feeling now. With the knowledge, you have the power to make a different choice. And I'd recommend making a choice to sit with your feelings and just being able to acknowledge where they are in the body, how they feel, and trying to find a vocabulary to express how you feel. I think responsibility is an important part of this. If you want to move forward, you don't have to. I think you would be much more whole as a human being, and your friends will become more whole, and your family will benefit from that as well. That's my ramblings, and thanks for listening. Cheers.